It might look simple, but what you are about to see can capture every curve, every hidden detail, like a memory sealed in silicone. Watch closely. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to LisinCult, your resin tutorial channel. I'm Lida, and I'm here with another exciting resin adventure. Today, we are diving into something really fun, making a deep mold from small statues or decorative pieces like this. Just pick your favorite item, and you will be able to recreate it again and again. This tutorial is a part of an ongoing series all about mold making, so if you have been following along, we are taking it one step further today. To mold your piece, you just need 3 items: mother mold, silicone rubber, and your favorite item. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the mother mold. A mother mold is just the outer container that holds everything in place. You can use things you already have at home, like a plastic dish or any kind of disposable container like this one. The second option is using handmade mold, something like this one. But don't worry, I have made a full tutorial about different ways of making handmade molds, and I put the link in the description box. You can also use adjustable mold like this. It's super handy because you can resize it to fit your object. Just slide the panel like this, and then secure the sides with binding clip. Exactly like this. But remember, whatever top you choose, make sure to leave at least 1 centimeter of space around your object. That extra room keeps the mold strong without wasting silicone. And if you're using the handmade mold or adjustable one, seal the box to the base with glue gun or silicone sealant to prevent leaking during the pour. About the kind of objects you want to mold, you can mold most solid non-porous objects. I mean the objects with materials that don't absorb liquids or let air pass through them. They have a smooth, sealed surface. Nothing can seep in or out, like plastic, glass, metal, sealed wood, crystals, cured resin, baked clay, wax, ceramic, and material like this. But some of the items are problematic. Some materials can interfere with silicone curing or stick badly, like fresh clay, 3D prints, latex, unsealed wood, wet paint, or glue. And the tips here is that when you are not sure about the quality of your item, seal the item or test a small area before pouring silicone. For this tutorial, I'm using these 2 pieces. One of them is a wooden statue of this cute hippo, and this resin decorative piece. Both of them are safe for using with silicone rubber. Now let's talk about the silicone rubber. It's a flexible, long-lasting material that's perfect for mold making. There are 2 main types: 1 part silicone, ready to use straight from the container; 2 part silicone, made by mixing part A and part B in a specific ratio. 2 part silicones come in different colors, texture, and hardness level. Some are soft and stretchy, while others are firmer and more durable. These qualities are usually marked by a special code, so you can pick the right one for your project. For this tutorial, I'm using 2 types of 2-part silicone rubber. One with blue color that is firmer and great for deeper or more structured molds, and one with translucent color, softer one, ideal for flexible molds that are easier to demold. Alright, once your mother mold and silicone are ready, it's time to set things up. Let's dive in. To save time, I have already prepared my mother molds. For this tutorial, I'm using handmade mold for this decorative piece and the adjustable one for wooden statue, and both are mounted on a plexiglass base. First, place your object right in the center of the mother mold, just like I have done for both of them. You want your object to stand upright and securely in place, so use a glue gun or silicone sealant or any strong paste to fix it firmly to the base. In my case, I use a strong double-sided tape. This step is really important. It prevents the object from floating or shifting when you pour the silicone. For the first mold, I'm using a silicone rubber with a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, and it has a translucent appearance and cures with the soft, flexible finish, ideal for capturing fine details. I'm measuring by volume system, which means I'm pouring equal parts of part A and part B in a clear mixing cup. If you are using weight method, you will need to convert volume units to grams by multiplying by silicone density. Always check the label or data sheets of your silicone to be sure. Now there is a main question. How much silicone rubber do we actually need? Good question. There is a quick trick to figure it out. First, calculate the volume of your mother mold, then estimate the volume of your object. And because these pieces have irregular shapes, you can approximate them using a similar regular form like a rectangular block. Now subtract the object's volume from the mother mold volume. That gives you the amount of silicone needed to fill the space around it. And don't forget to consider at least 1 centimeter of silicone thickness at the top. It will become the base of your final mold and gives it strength and durability. But don't worry, if that sounds like too much math, I have already done all the calculations for you. There is a free downloadable PDF in the description with a step-by-step instruction and a simple formula you can follow. So for now, just relax and enjoy the pouring process. According to my calculation, for this adjustable mold, we need about 548 cc of silicone rubber. I have rounded up to 550 just to be on the safe side. That means 275 cc of part A and 275 cc of part B. And if you have ever been confused about the difference between measuring by weight and by volume, especially when it comes to resin, there is a full tutorial that breaks it all down for you. I have linked it down. That's a must watch if you want to avoid mistakes and get consistent results in your resin project. For saving time, I have already prepared the mixture, and when mixing, stir it slowly and properly. Scrape the sides and bottom of the cup and mix gently to avoid bubbles, and aim for 3 or 4 minutes until it's smooth and even. Okay, I think it's ready, and I have also marked the side of my mold to show exactly how much silicone to pour. Now, pour the silicone from one corner of your mold and let it flow naturally around the object. This helps capture fine details and pushes the air out as it rises. Keep pouring until the silicone fully covers the item, at least 1 centimeter above it, right up to the marked line. Okay, it's done. Give the mold a few taps or a gentle shake to help release any trapped bubble. That's it. The first one is done. For the second mold, the handmade one, I'm going to use another types of 2-part silicone rubber that has a blue color and has a firmer texture, and it's giving it extra strength and stability. The blue color also acts as a visual indicator. It helps confirm both parts are fully mixed when the color turns even and consistent. Based on the size and the shape of this mold and the item inside, we need something is about 250 milliliters of silicone rubbers. And with a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, it means that 125 milliliters of part A and 125 milliliters of part B. Okay, I have already prepared my mixture, but when I pour it, I realized that it's not blue. It has a green color. But it isn't important because the color is just, as I told you, an indicator for blending 2 parts nicely. I think it's ready and it's nicely blended. Now, I will follow the same process as the first mold. Gently, I pour it from one corner until it fully covered the item right up to the mark I made here on the side. Let's do it. Okay, it's done. Just like the first one, try just to shake it and let the trapped bubble comes out. You can do it several times. Now, let the mold sit and cure. Depending on the silicone types and room temperature, curing usually takes 4 to 12 hours. Warmer spaces will speed things up. Check for any surface bubbles, then cover your mold and let the silicone do its things. One important point, sometimes the surface might still feel a little tacky after curing. That's totally normal, especially when your mold has a height more than 3 centimeters. Just give it a bit more time, and extra curing time usually solves the issue. See you soon for the best part, the molding and revealing the final mold. So stay tuned. All right, my friend, it has been 24 hours and our silicone molds are now fully cured. Normally, silicone takes around 4 or 12 hours to cure, depending on the type. But because we did a deep pour over 3 centimeters thick, just to be on the safe side, I gave it more extra time. Because if you demold too early, the outside might look cured, but the inside can still be soft and sticky. Let's have a look. As you can see, the color becomes stronger and it's fully set, nice and firm, and it's not tacky anymore. All right, it's a time for the best part, demolding. I'm starting with the adjustable mold. First, I will take off the clips gently and pull the panels apart one by one. Then I will carefully remove the original object. Look at that. It captures all the fine details of the hippo statue, even the ears and the tail. The mold is translucent finish. It's soft and flexible and ready to use. For this extra part, you can separate it with the deburring tools or with the scissors or even cuticle trimmer like this one. Let's do it. Now it's clean and ready to use. So nice. Now let's demold the one we made with a handmade mold. If you seal it with a silicone sealant or glue gun, just peel off the sides and gently pull the object out. Easy and satisfying. Look at this one. It captures even the tiniest textures, especially all those rocky details. This is what we call it high fidelity mold, meaning the silicone picked up a perfect impressions of the original piece. Compared to the first one, this one is a bit firmer, but still flexible and much more durable. Like the first one, you can remove the extra part and trim it. Our molds are ready. That's how we turn almost any object into a strong, reusable silicone mold. Now you can recreate the same object, but this time fully customized and styled your way. Pouring resin for art pieces, plaster for home accents, wax for unique candles, and even handmade soap with all those beautiful details. Okay, my friends, if this demo helped, like it, share it with your fellow creators, and subscribe for more fast resin experiments every week. Got questions, suggestions, recommendations, or any ideas for future videos? Drop them below. I will read them all. Grab the free PDF guide and check out the mold making playlist on my channel for more if you are ready to dive deeper. Thanks for watching, keep experimenting, and I will see you in our next LisinCult Resin adventure.